Yeah, I just saw your video. First off, nobody asked you to say nothing about George Floyd, but you decided to say that on your own. So you're gonna pay the consequences. And for y'all that don't know, Kanye delusional. You didn't give Gianna $2 million. She got $250,000 that they broke down through families that Roxanne is giving back to you. You got a lot of problems, dog, but if you want to address somebody, come address me. I'm speaking for the family. I've been speaking for the family, and I've been adding you at every post. You didn't have to say nothing about Georgia.
Hey, Steven Jackson and a low IQ family of George Floyd. George Fentanyl Floyd was a sucker. You ain't had to give you ungrateful niggas nothing. Your brother went out like a sucker. Your brother let Whitey do that to him. You ain't had to give you niggas nothing, whether it was 250, 2 M's, don't matter. He ain't had to give you low IQ niggas nothing. Allegedly, you niggas ain't had to get nothing. So shut your mouth, Steven Jackson. You's a sucker. Go take that up with Whitey. Quiet up. Again, they ain't had to give you ungrateful, get-rich scheme-ass, low IQ having niggas nothing. The pimp is speaking now. Quiet up when I'm talking. Hey, listen. Quick question. Did your brother do dope? Answer, yes. Did your brother do fentanyl? Answer, yes. Did your brother scream on the ground like a girl when the cop had his knee on his neck? Answer, yes. Did he scream out for mama? Yes. Did he scream? Did he not move like a hoe? Did he stand there and not do nothing? Did he not have the will to fight? Yes. Okay, so what you want me to follow this all up with allegedly? Again, don't talk tough to Kanye after y'all already accepted this money. Don't talk tough when Whitey's still around. I'm talking to you directly, Stack 5. Again, like I told you before, I've been atting you. We not honoring and worshiping no suckers. When Whitey had his knee on his neck, did he not do nothing like a straight bitch? Answer, yes. So what is you talking about, fam? Hey, listen, bro. Go holler at Whitey. You niggas is suckers. Go holler at Whitey. Let's stick to that. Let's stick to that conversation. Let's stick to that get back. Again, go holler at Whitey. You's a sucker. So what you should do is this. Let me say it calm because I know you're kind of mentally slow. And I know you're kind of special need. Let me say it calm. What you should do, Stack 5, silence, be quiet. Let's not try to make it seem like your brother was some type of martyr. We're not bringing that in for these future generations. We're going to use your brother as an example of what not to do and what not to be. Don't talk that money shit when your brother was running around passing off fake money, correct? Was he not homeless, correct? Okay then, what you want me to follow that up with? Allegedly? Yeah, everything I'm saying in this video is allegedly. Don't talk that tough shit, bro. You same way how you pulled up the O Block, you can pull up to Philly and come holler at me. Come talk to me. What you should do is, Stack 5, is silence up. Your brother was a sucker. He went out like a sucker. We ain't honoring no suckers. He stood there and he had his knee on his neck. Remember that? Go holler at Whitey. You dudes you had no problem when Kanye passed off that bread. Or y'all was accepting that. Y'all had no problem when everybody was speaking up for your little soft-ass brother. Then everybody could say his name then, right? Yeah, everybody could say his name then until y'all got that paper. Again, quit that little act, nigga, you a hooper. Again, quit that act, nigga, you a hooper. That energy you got, you should have that energy for Whitey. That's who you should have that energy for. Okay, sucker? I'm talking to you directly. I'm tired of y'all low IQ, get rich quick scheme ass niggas. You the clown, nigga. You want some get back? Go holler at Whitey. I'ma say that clearly. You the sucker. And your brother was a sucker. He went out like a sucker with his knee on his neck. Y'all suckers. It's pimping time.
I'm making this video because I want to respond to a video made by Custom Made TV or whatever the fuck this guy calls himself. He's supposedly a pimp, right? And I understand the power of a gimmick. Okay, we all have some gimmicks, and I've been accused of having a gimmick simply because I don't show my face and I use the name guitar, get my point across, right? But yeah, Custom Made TV. I've started watching the guy And I fucking subscribed a couple months ago, back when he was covering Mercedes Moore, and her death by her John, you know. And I thought he made some valid points there, okay? And I would admit that, I'm human, okay? I'm human. I'm an elder statesman of this here ethnic community in my fucking 50s, and I have never been a pimp and shit, but I've got as much pussy as a fucking pimp in my life. Alright? Without trying very hard. I'll put it that way. And, I just want to say, I don't have nothing against the dude being a pimp, or, his talk game, or any other bullshit that he does. Some of the, the weird shit that I see. Some of the weird shit I see, And I'm not calling him out yet. But I want to talk about something that upset me that he put out the other day. And I want to preface that by saying 9 minutes, 29 seconds. I'm going to repeat that again. 9 minutes, 29 seconds, okay? If anybody's in the know, they will realize that that is the amount of time that former police officer, now a convict, Derek Chauvin, was kneeling on George Floyd's neck. All right? And I want to just preface this by saying the motherfucker was handcuffed, okay? He was handcuffed. George Floyd, the very tall guy went through a bunch of shit in his life. I doubt he wanted to be a martyr, okay? When he went to the store and he gave him the counterfeit bill, we don't know the circumstances of the counterfeit bill. I myself have accidentally had a counterfeit bill and given it to someone before, on like more than one occasion, and not went to jail. It was just a misunderstanding, and I paid the bill, and they turned this shit over to the cops, and the other time they turned it over to the bank. The bank kept the fucking bill, and there was no harm, no foul, and I actually got my money. No big deal about the fucking bill, And George Floyd was a guy that had, he had a criminal record, and he did some porn for this. He did a porn shoot for a website called the Habib Show, where he banged the living hell out of some sister. All right, he banged her ass off. All right, and I lived on the West Coast for like 29 years and shit. I've seen my fair share of pimps, all kind of pimps. That would blow custom made out of the fucking water. Real pimps and shit. Real hard fucking, pipe hitting niggas and shit. And loan sharks of all ages. Okay? Been around. All right? 9 minutes, 29 seconds. Handcuffed. On the ground. You got a whole man on your, over 250-pound man kneeling on your neck. And he has people watching out while he murders you. And you're pressed up against a patrol car on your side with all your weight, all your blood rushing to one side of your body. It's a judo move, okay? It's a martial arts move that he was using. I had actually seen that move one time when I was watching, a long time ago actually, like back in I'd say about 5 or 6 years ago, I saw that move for the first time, that some wrestler used it. And ironically, that same wrestler that used that same move that Derek Chauvin used, he's currently works for the WWE. His name, it goes by the name Dexter Loomis. All right, if you see him, you'll understand. You'll understand that white supremacy is everywhere. Shit, I'm not talking about WWE, but I'm just saying this guy has that same look, that same weird look. I saw him do that. I saw this guy do that move. Some kind of finisher. He knelt on another person's neck on a number of occasions with his hands in his pocket just like that. And I remember seeing it and not thinking much of it. I was like, that's some bullshit. All right? Now I'm just doing my thing in a roundabout way. Doing my shit, man. I'm doing my, what you might call a shtick and whatnot, but I just call it real talk and shit. It's raw talk and shit because, I have to address the out-of-pocket behavior. All right? Yeah, I posted the clip. I posted the clip in its entirety. And I want to say that I don't give a shit about Steven Jackson. He does what he does. It has nothing to do with me or anybody else's shit. Now, mind my own fucking business. I don't fucking pocket watch and shit on the shit. Okay? And I already said how I feel about the entity known as Kanye West. I don't give a shit That nigga can catch on fire for all I care, okay? He can burn in hell, all right? Burn in hell, right? I wish he would just keep his money to himself and fuck off somewhere and go smell his own farts and shit or something, you know? We did not need the bullshit. Our community did not need the bullshit from this guy who has apologized, okay? If you think he's such a tough guy, such a great guy, he's actually apologized for the comments that he made about George Floyd and shit, okay? He apologized like a bitch. Like a punk bitch. Alright, apologize. Well, you know, I'm a normal black person and shit, and I don't accept this fucking apology. I want this motherfucker to keep on swinging out there on that fucking tree, as far as I'm concerned. He can keep swinging on that motherfucking tree. And all his apologists and followers, they can sit there and watch him swing up there. Okay? Because he did shit to himself. Now, I don't give a fuck. Nobody asked him for shit. All he had to do was do his fucking job and make music and shit, okay? He didn't have to come out and make all these declarative statements and shit. After he'd said the shit about Bush, he should have knew the fix was in. But nope. He let them paint him as some kind of fruity nut job. And that's all anybody ever talks about and shit. And I don't particularly give a fuck and shit. Mental illness is rampant in our ethnic community today. So, you know, I'm just going to say 9 minutes, 29 seconds. George Floyd had a big motherfucking police officer, race soldier of all things, a race soldier whose social media was scrubbed shortly after this man was murdered, kneeling on his neck. 9 minutes, 29 seconds. With people watching out while he did it, like holding the line. And none of those motherfuckers, if you want to talk shit about something, you should talk about the people filming the shit. Nobody bum rushed that shit. Nobody threw a rock and threw a bottle or something and like beamed that motherfucker in the head. Okay? Nobody did that. Nobody did shit. Nobody wanted to go to jail. That's what's wrong with this community and shit. Inside and outside of it. That's a problem with humanity. That they can sit up and film this man lose his fucking life and scream for his mother and shit. And I don't give a fuck what he did in this criminal past and shit. Did the nigga want to die? Does anybody want to go out and... If you knew you was going to die like that, would you go out? Okay? Well, you think George Floyd wanted to die and shit? You think he wanted a fucking race soldier kneeling on his neck? Somebody he had actually met before, doing like a job and shit, you know, quiet as his kept and shit. This motherfucker, they buried that shit, this dude. They had did a security job together at some fucking club. Alright? And Derek Chauvin has used his martial arts on other people, including a black woman. Alright? Yeah. So, Custom Made TV, I think you're full of shit, right? Alright, you're full of shit. You fuck your stick, fuck your high talking shit, you know? I like to see you in a certain area doing that shit. And the homies would come out and, you know, talk to you about that, you know, in a very aggressive manner and shit, metaphorically speaking. They would come out and talk to you very aggressively about what you're doing there and point out to you that this man was subdued by more than one officer. Not one man, it was not mano mano and shit. Even if the other nigga had a gun, the fucking cop had a gun and shit. He was subdued and cuffed and placed in the car, and he had a panic attack and shit. They did an autopsy, okay? Do you believe in the authorities and shit? Since you want to be on this yee shit, you know? You want to be talking shit, you want to be kicking with, you know, the same Candace Owens bullshit, you know, while she trying to get her bag, and she don't care about none of this shit in real fucking life. You know, she want me to be impressed with her and all her stupid documentaries and her rhetoric and everything. Take a fucking lie detector test and tell us you believe all that shit you say and spout out. That goes to the Austin Tatum nigga too. So I'm tired of you bitch ass niggas out here trying to be performative and shit. You behave like a simp, man. Now I hope you had your tampon on when you was making this egregious video trying to get a reaction out of somebody. And maybe you got what you were looking for and shit. But it just brings a tear to my fucking eye. That a lot of niggas is just bitch made this day. There's no real, you know, a lot of you dudes up front, you know, you supposed to alpha male, you pimp, you got a string of bitches and all that we never see, by the way. You got a string of bitches on your tip and shit. And what the fuck, man? What the fuck? This what you talk about? You disparaging a man for being murdered? Murdered on the world stage. 9 minutes, 29 seconds. You told Steven Jackson to have that same energy for the white man. And I agree. And you yourself should have that same energy for the fucking white man, since you want to bring up the white man and shit. Me, I'm a little more constructive and shit. I agree with you, but I think first we need to clean up our yard. Okay? We need to clean up the backyard and shit. The cookout is fucked up. Clean that grill out and shit. They toss your ass on the Barbie. Okay? 9 minutes, 29 seconds. The man had children. He had family members and shit. You don't pick who your family members are. You're born into a family members. You blaming the motherfucker that got murdered on the world stage for shit his janky ass family members done. You're out of pocket. Okay? You fucked up. I can scream too and shit. Alright? I can scream. I can do all that bullshit. You're not fucking worth it. Okay? You're worth it enough for me to make this goddamn commentary and shit. Alright? You're worth it, man. Fuck you. Hey, man, fuck you for saying that shit. This man did not want to die. Do you want to die? How did would you like Derek Chauvin to kneel on your fucking neck and you can you can use your superhuman strength, maybe take the heart-shaped herb or something and break your cuffs and beat up Whitey and shit. Kick Whitey's ass. And kick all this the fully armed to the teeth with military-grade weaponry. Kick all these niggas' ass and shit. And prove you the man before you go down in a hell of gunfire. You want to shame somebody, shame all the people that were standing around there for, 9 minutes and 29 seconds. That they stood there and they watched Derek Chauvin murder a man. And they did nothing about it. America failed that day. Okay? And despite your bullshit, and you calling him George Fentanyl Floyd and shit like a lot of these other race soldiers and these bootlicks and these coons, despite that, there's George Floyd murals all over the planet now. Those fucking pictures of him in Iraq and shit, and, all over the fucking place, okay? Just all over the place. He's etched his place in, to his death, he's become a martyr, all right? And not a martyr of the black community, a martyr of, this supposed country and it's everything it stands for. It's all bullshit. Everybody knew that, We can't control what all you unwashed masses want to do with your time and shit, okay? I don't know who you are really. Are you a pimp? I ain't never seen no real pimp act like a bitch, okay? I ain't never seen no real pimp that act like a bitch. Anybody that said they was a pimp and was acting like how you acted in this fucking video, other pimps came and took their bitches. I did see that shit back in the 90s, back in the early 2000s when I worked in, I worked in the West LA and shit, and you see a lot of pimps over there, kicking it and shit with their stable of bitches. Sometimes the little big pimp take little pimp. Which one are you? Just in case, I wasn't clear. 9 minutes, 29 seconds. Imagine how long that seemed when you had a motherfucker kneeling on your neck, murdering you, while people watched and shouted and shit, but they wasn't moved to do anything to save this man's life, even if it meant they themselves would be arrested or catch a case and shit, but this nigga would still be alive some kind of way. Alright, Derek Chauvin knew that he was going to murder this motherfucker. He knew what he was doing the whole time. And he got a sexual high off of it. You can look at his fucking face. This guy's getting a charge out of doing this in front of an audience. He's a white supremacist. And when he got sentenced to his bullshit sentence, when he got that bullshit sentence, because he should be, getting a needle, his fucking mama, spoke up for him. But she didn't say shit to George Floyd's family. She didn't have any kind of words to say or any apology or anything. She had nothing to say. She didn't think her son did anything wrong about murdering a nigga. All right, and you didn't think anything was wrong when Chauvin, former officer Derek Chauvin, the convict and shit, the murderer, murdered George Floyd. You endorsed that, okay? You and ye. Okay, you and Kanye. All right, and I hope you guys meet someday and butt fuck each other and share, and kiss and shit and get married. Whatever the fuck and shit. Am I saying too much? Am I saying too much? No, I want to remind you. Okay, I'm no booster for Steven Jackson. I don't give a fuck about Steven Jackson. Okay, I don't give a fuck. Everybody got to carry their own fucking weight around here, and he decided what he want to do with it and shit. He's well past his career and he's doing this kind of activist thing and shit. He's doing kind of, but he knows not to go too far, or they're gonna come for his money too. All right, it's money you'll never see in your life, money you'll never touch. You'll always be scraping for pennies on the dollars and shit. Okay, all right, and you won't be remembered when you pass away. You'll just die. Okay, you'll just die one day, and nobody's gonna remember you, but they're always gonna remember 9 minutes and 29 seconds, bitch.
This message has been paid for by the Dusties. Yes, the niggas you love to hate.